Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for Take Control, tech tools that give you the advantage. Today, we'll focus on 4 breakthrough technologies offered by Fintech, Hubtek, E4Score, and Tailwind. Their technologies address your end-to-end process of managing transportation. They can help you level the playing field and win in this extremely challenging market. We at Fusion are extremely excited to share these tools with you. We want the best for all of our carriers and to help you keep sustainable, profitable, and growing. Now, we're aiming for today's webinar to take 30 to 35 minutes. So we'll leave about 10 minutes at the end for any questions that you may have. Before we get into the presentation, I'd like to run a quick poll to find out how many of your businesses are addressing the current market conditions, such as COVID, capacity issues, and pricing. Are you right-sizing your team? Taking a wait-and-see approach, reviewing processes and new tools? Please take a second to fill in your choice. Let's review the results. Wow, that's great. Now for a bit of housekeeping. We have the chat feature enabled at the bottom right of your screen. As questions come to you, please send them through and we'll try to answer all of your questions during the Q&A session at the end. If there are any that we cannot get to, we'll follow up with you after the webinar. We will also be sending you a recording today's webinar. Thank you again, and let me introduce myself. I'm Frank Matarazzo, the CEO of Fusion Transport and the host of today's webinar. Fusion is a leading logistics provider offering warehousing and transportation services with a best-in-class breakthrough LTL consolidation service. At Fusion, we use a lot of for-hire carriers, and many of you are already on our approved carrier list to service consignees such as Walmart, Target, and Kroger. My hope is that each of you will leverage today's tools to become even better for Fusion and for all of your shipping customers. We're going to kick off today's presentation with Greg Urbanek, founder and president of Fintech. Greg was previously the CFO for a leading mid-cap asset-based carrier. He's lived your life. He will explain how Fintech's Excise Tax Refund Program will generate cash for your business.
Thank you, Frank. Fintech Solutions for Trucking was literally born out of the challenge to survive in the trucking business. I lived it 24/7, 365, and transitioning a freight broker to be an asset-based carrier with 300 trucks, 430 trailers, and about 100 million in sales. So I get it and understand that in the day-to-day world of what you do, that it's all about booking and covering, keeping your trucks loaded and rolling in order to meet the challenges of generating cash flow. Not only to keep your business running, but through hard work and perseverance, begin to grow your business. In all of this, we're navigating through the ups and downs of the economy, the pitch and roll of freight seasons, and the constant challenge of government regulations, and now too, COVID-19. As a result of our need to survive, we brought a focus to bear for keeping more of the hard-earned money we made. And as Frank mentioned, finding ways to level the playing field by working towards sustainability, profitability, while we grow our businesses. So with that experience in mind, we've developed a program that provides a cash flow and profit benefit for refrigerated carriers. It's our Federal Excise Tax Refund Program. The program offers an opportunity to generate a significant amount of cash flow in the form of a refund, which in turn positively impacts your profit and goes to your bottom line. So here's the what and what you need to know. All refrigerated carriers pay federal excise taxes when fueling trucks and trailers. You're paying these taxes every time you fuel. They're included in the price of the fuel when purchased at the pump. Even if you participate in a fuel savings discount card program, you're still paying for FET taxes in the price of the fuel. Refunds for FET taxes paid on fuel, this would be diesel, gasoline, and even aviation fuel, are refundable when the definition of non-taxable uses occur. The good news, All fuel used in refrigerated trailers, truck APUs, auxiliary power units, are eligible for quarterly refunds. And here's the how in what you need to know. We do all the work for you. Our service conforms to federally regulated requirements for filing a refund. We collect, assemble, review, calculate, audit, and prepare the compulsory information for electronic submission to the IRS in order to maximize your refund opportunity. We run validation queries of your data set to ensure accuracy, and we review with you for your approval prior to final submission. Data is collected weekly, it's processed monthly, and filed quarterly. We file electronically, which shortens the time for you to receive your refund. The refund opportunity, once you get started, not only includes the current year, but also allows a clawback for 3 prior years as well. This increases your incremental refund and profit opportunity rather significantly. So what does your opportunity look like? In this chart, we're representing fleet size in the left column, the estimated average of what the refund would look like per trailer, what that first year or an annual basis would look like, the 3-year clawback, and then what our total potential is. So you can see for a 10 trailer fleet with an average refund of $1,000 per trailer, it would be $10,000 annually. You'd file for that quarterly, receiving $2,500 a quarter and $10,000 total for the year. With the possibility of a 3-year clawback, there's a total potential for another $30,000. Add that to your current annual refund, and that's $40,000 total potential for the first year. You can see how that works for 50 trailers and 100 trailers, and as your company fits in between, you can extrapolate what that result would look like. So for 50 trailers, it's an average $50,000 annually, total potential $200,000. 100 trailers, $100,000 annually, and then a 3-year clawback potential of $400,000. So on a positive note, these representations are somewhat conservative, and your opportunity could increase based on your company's reefer equipment, the trailer specs that you have, the age of your equipment, the type of customer freight that you're running, whether or not it's deep frozen or temperature controlled, and then your customers' load temp requirements, whether or not you're running continuous or they allow for cycle run settings. 2, this also would include seasonal effects and geographical operating locations as well. So as you can see, the opportunity to keep more of your hard-earned money is rather significant. We would certainly like to extend an invitation to you to discover your opportunity with our FET refund program. Please visit our website, send us an email, call our office. We look forward to the opportunity of talking with you about your refund program and what that refund opportunity looks like for you. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to share about this program.
Thank you, Greg. I have a few questions for you. What kind of carriers should be interested in the FET program?
Okay, that would be for all reefer carriers, long haul, regional, local, LTL, refrigerated, and even intermodal reefer container carriers as well.
And how quickly do carriers receive their cash?
Good question. The first submission of a quarterly refund is processed and received in as little as 45 to 60 days. Thereafter, the refunds happen much faster and are typically available in 30 to 45 days. When we file for prior year refunds, those are paper filed as a part of an amended tax return and typically take as little as 90 days. So the thing to note, we're currently working with a few financing partners to explore providing an FET refund advance within 48 hours of electronic submission. This is very similar to what H&R Block, Liberty, Jackson, and Hewitt do with personal income tax refunds. You get a refund advance. We plan to have a program in place this year.
And last question, how much does it cost for the program?
Okay, it's a good question. Our cost of service is nominal, and our fees range from $180 to $275 per trailer. They're calculated on a per trailer fee and are based upon the length of agreement and complexity of filing work required. We do not charge on a percentage refund basis, which is to your advantage. The larger the refund amount, the more money you keep. And as a part of our service commitment to you, you receive your refund before any fees are collected. So the good news is there's no cost to you up front to get started.
Thanks, Greg. Let's take a minute for a quick poll. Would those in the audience like to learn more about Fintech's Excise Tax Refund Program? You have three options. Yes, please contact me ASAP for a demo. Yes, contact me, but not immediately, so in a week or so. And no, this does not apply to me. Please take a second to fill out your selection. Thank you for participating in that quick poll. Greg will follow up with those of you who have expressed an interest. Thanks, Greg. Now we're going to move over to Hubtek. Let's now hear from Hubtek. Ivan Moreno, the RPA director of Hubtek, will present Hubtek's RPA offering. So Ivan, what is RPA?
Good morning, Frank. Thank you very much for giving Hubtek the opportunity of taking part in this wonderful event. We're thrilled to be here. Let me start by letting you know a little more about Hubtek. We provide several service solutions for carriers, 3PL companies, and freight forwarders. Services such as co-managed staffing and intelligent automation, which provide explosive growth for these three types of companies within the first month of operations with Hubtek. I'm going to get a little more specific, and I'll try not to be very techy about it, even though there's some technology involved. For example, co-managed staffing can save companies up to 60% in their workforce costs. We provide these companies with highly talented, bilingual professionals that are well-trained to fit your needs. We train them to see what you guys need and equip for them. This alone boosts your productivity and growth rapidly at a minimum of the cost. And finally, it just reduces your company's risks of growing at a very fast pace, which you'll do with Hubtek by your side. Now, let's move on to intelligent automation, also referred to as RPA or robotic process automation. It sounds pretty high tech and not user friendly, but it's totally the opposite. In a nutshell, RPA is just intelligent automation using our virtual assistant, which we call Tabby. And to put it plain and simple, all those day-to-day tasks that are repetitive, mundane, boring, that just take up most of your time and you end up procrastinating and leaving them in the corner of your desk, well, Tabby, our automated virtual assistant, can do all those for you at 100% more accuracy and 200% more productive. Just to name a few of the processes that we've optimized before are order entry, carrier settlements, and invoicing. All these can be automated. Once you free up that dedicated workforce, they can focus on other tasks like sales or visiting clients, something more rewarding to them. And you can focus on the bigger picture. That leads to significant increase in growth, productivity, and efficiency. You'll see an immediate return on investment within the first quarter. I can guarantee that. Now, you can reach out to Hubtek by going to gohubtek.com, where you can schedule a free consultation and view some of our customer experiences. We've had testimonials from real clients that can give you great insight on how we've helped their business grow and become more competitive.
Thank you, Ivan. So I run a logistics company and a trucking division. Are you saying that carriers can save up to 60% in their workforce costs and avoid hiring risks by using your co-managed staffing?
That's
correct?
Absolutely correct. Yes, sir. Yes, Frank, that's correct. We save them up to 60% off the workforce, and we provide them with well-trained, supervised personnel, well-equipped, trained to your needs.
Very interesting. Next, you mentioned that carriers get a highly repetitive task done 200 times faster and with 100% accuracy and achieve an ROI in the first month. Is that accurate?
That's absolutely accurate, Frank. Hubtek will help your company be more efficient and productive. And on top of it, you'll see return on investment very fast.
How can participants get in touch with Hubtek, and are there any costs for a consultation?
Great question, Frank. Well, Once you go to gohubtek.com, you can easily schedule an appointment with one of our RPA or staffing specialists. They'll reply promptly, and it takes very little of your time, and best of all, won't cost you a penny.
Very interesting. Thank you, Ivan. Your tools really help drive client growth. Let's see who's interested. What repetitive daily process do you currently see that can be automated in your company? Order entry, carrier settlement, invoicing, or something other? Please take a minute to fill in your selection. Thank you. Wow, really great. Thank you. Thank you, Ivan. Next up, E4Score. Chuck Irwin, founder and president of E4Score and former transportation director at Unilever, will provide an overview of Easy Check-in and Easy Track.
Thank you, Frank, and good day to all. E4Score offers tech tools for the logistics and transportation industry that reduce cost, increase productivity, and ensure compliance. The E4Score suite provides end-to-end visibility tools, including returns and refusals, that are used by shippers, carriers, and brokers. Today, we will focus on Easy Check-in and Easy Track. These tools were designed with feedback from asset-based carriers. Let's start with Easy Check-in. This patent-pending appless tool makes it super easy for drivers to submit shipment events such as arrived, at gate, loaded, and departed at each stop, and to report their location while en route to pickup or delivery. And the events are GPS confirmed. The driver really was at the gate when he clicked the arrived button. You get trusted visibility, every shipment, every stop, and you get happy drivers. No app to download, no app fatigue, no tracking overhang that violates their privacy, and no check calls. Everyone wins. With Easy Check-in tracking, you'll save money, for example, improved collections, reduced detention and dock delays, even fewer deductions. You'll wow your customers. You'll be able to resolve issues before the customer calls. You'll be able to fully comply with their reporting requirements. And as a result, you'll grow, and grow. Your team will be able to focus on the customer instead of fighting fires. Time spent check calling is released for higher value tasks. And the GPS confirmation of arrival and departure timestamps proves your $100 detention invoice was correct, or disproves the $500 late delivery deduction charged by the consignee. So with Easy Check-in, you'll want to track every shipment because you never know which shipment will be the one that you wish you had tracked. Also, Easy Check-in can be used as a starter TMS. Go back, Brad. It gives you an electronic record of every shipment with full tracking and GPS confirmed driver events for no hassle billing. A perfect intermediate step between Excel and a comprehensive TMS such as Tailwind. Kyle Shaw, the next panelist, will tell you more about this in a moment. Let me now tell you about Easy Track. Easy Track is a best-in-class, affordable trailer tracking solution. It provides location, temp, and motion on your trailers. You can use it on your tractors if you wish. The devices are easy to install, even inside the trailer for added security, and they have long life batteries to reduce changeouts. And you can even assign any Easy Track equipped trailer to an Easy Check-in dispatch and the trailer tracking data is then displayed alongside the driver submitted events in Easy Check-in. Easy Track also offers electronic trailer seals that provide e-proof that the load was never tampered while in your possession so that you can disprove shortage claims. With Easy Track, you'll do more business with fewer trailers. You'll have the right data at your fingertips. You'll maximize trailer utilization and optimize trailer pools, and no more lost trailers. Easy Track requires no change management, no integrations, no training. Just 3 steps to be up and running. First, select the best device for your use case from our portfolio, then install the devices, and finally, configure your Easy Track account and you are up and running.
Great, thank you, Chuck. If you don't mind, let me ask you a few questions. First, how much does Easy Check-in and Easy Track cost?
Easy Check-in, Frank, is priced as low as $1 per shipment, and you get the GPS confirmed events that you really need for your business. Easy Track pricing starts at $71 per trailer per year, delivering substantial savings versus other services, even for small fleets.
Wow, that's certainly affordable. Tell me about the savings that carriers can expect with Easy Track.
Frank, a carrier with, say, 50 trailers will likely save over $100,000 per year. Lots of low-hanging fruit.
And finally, what is the typical time for ROI?
The costs for Easy Check-in and Easy Track, Frank, are trivial compared to the potential savings. So time to ROI is really short, just a few months to return on your investment. Easy setup, no integration, and then watch the savings roll in.
Thanks, Chuck. Chuck has gone over several benefits offered by Easy Check-in and Easy Track. Who would like to follow up with Chuck at E4Score? Please take a minute to make a selection. Thank you. And finally, Tailwind's Director of Product Design and Delivery, Kyle Shaw, will discuss how the Tailwind web-based TMS helps you take full control of your business quickly without spending a fortune.
Perfect. Thanks, Frank. And thanks everyone for joining us today. Firstly, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about who we are at Tailwind and how we got to where we are today. Tailwind has been providing transportation software to help small to mid-sized freight brokerages and trucking companies, and those that do both for the past 20 years. Back in the late 90s, our founders, who were already transportation industry veterans, saw there was a gap between the tools the big outfits had and those designed for the smaller players, so they helped form Tailwind to help the little guy better compete. Fast forward to 2015. One of the biggest changes that we've seen in the last 20 years is the move to the cloud. The shift from data from being stored on some type of massive server in your offices to being accessible from anywhere. This allows companies to save costs on hardware, additional software, and staffing, while providing the flexibility for access regardless of whether they're at the office or at home or on the road. With the web-based TMS, you don't need to perform any installations, and you're able to get up and running in a matter of minutes at your own convenience. And you always have the latest and greatest tech. Generally, with a client server-based application, you'll see a release once a quarter, maybe twice if you're lucky, but we release an updated version of our software every 2 weeks, which is immediately applied to all of our users. We don't have to fit you into an upgrade schedule that may take us a number of weeks to work through. To steal a line from BTO, the Tailwind TMS helps you take care of business. Our equipment management gives you the tools to stay on top of all the critical details of your equipment. OEM details, maintenance, and availability. For your drivers, you're able to track their licenses, certifications, and pay rate, which can be automatically generated on their loads that they're assigned to. It helps you improve your cash flow as it simplifies how you move from order to dispatch to invoice without requiring any data entry. You don't need to search in multiple locations to find information. Tailwind is an all-in-one TMS that centralizes your information for whoever you give access to. Our free POD Complete mobile app allows your drivers to simply snap photos of the POD and have it uploaded to the system so you can invoice your customer before they even leave the dock. We spoke with one of our customers who conducted analysis on the cost of handling and managing PODs, and they found that they could save over $20K annually managing only 50 PODs per month. Nowadays, we all have the expectation that we have immediate access to information, and transportation is no different. Customers and shippers want to know whether their freight is going to be picked up and scheduled for on-time delivery. Drivers want to know where they're going for their next load, and vendors want to know whether they're going to be paid for work done. Each of these parties should have easy access to all this information through self-service portals, apps, or automated pickup and delivery notifications, freeing you up more time to do your work on your business. Using our built-in reporting module, you can analyze which lanes are making you money and which ones you need to look at closer. Now, if you think about the inventors, and in my opinion, Iron Man was the best one. He had all this cutting-edge technology, but he was only great when he was working with a team. The same can be said for a TMS, which is why we built Tailwind in a way that allows for easy integration with other terrific transportation tech tools. Try saying that 3 times fast. You can bring in data directly from fuel card purchases to automatically create deductions that need to be applied to your owner ops and company drivers' pay. We integrate with QuickBooks Desktop and online if you're already using those for accounting software. And we also work with Easy Check-in and numerous other tracking providers, load boards, and EDI partners. We also understand that companies have their own applications that they may want to tie into their TMS. So we make that easy using our API, which allows you to build your own custom integrations. All of these are things that make your workflows more efficient, allowing you to spend more time on what matters, namely building your business and getting more time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I don't want you to just take my word for it. We surveyed our TMS customers. 85% felt that they were able to reduce their paperwork by 25% or more. 88% felt more than 50% more organized, and 84% saw an efficiency in admin and ops improve by over 50%. And most importantly, 61% felt they were able to grow their business by 25% or more.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Let's review a few aspects. For carriers that already have a TMS, how easy is it to switch to Tailwind?
Yeah, we make it pretty simple for carriers to switch from their existing TMS. This is done by importing all of their master data into Tailwind so you can hit the ground running.
Great. And what size carrier does Tailwind make sense for?
Yeah, we're primarily geared to the small to mid-size. Our sweet spot is between 30 to 40 trucks, but we do have customers that are single owner operators and some companies that range up to and over 100 trucks. With that, for those on the smaller end, like Chuck had talked about with E4 Score Solution, they provide a good basic dispatching software that they might need until their business grows. And with that, when it gets to the point where you're starting to get into more of those administrative functions, i.e. like your invoicing, your driver pay, doing carrier settlements, those sorts of things, that's where we would then see companies start to bump up and use Tailwind at that point.
Great, makes sense. Now, Tailwind is a cloud-based solution. How does that help with the remote work environment that we're currently dealing with?
Yeah, ultimately, it makes accessing your TMS from any location easy. All you have to do is open up your web browser and log in. This has been made especially important as of late, as you mentioned there, with users having to work from home. One of our users actually had told us that this flexibility in a web-based TMS actually saved their business. They were pretty much close to closing up their physical office, and they had all their staff work from home with limited to no downtime with our web-based TMS.
Wow, that's great. Let's take a minute and let's see who's interested. Please take a minute to fill out your selection. Okay, let's review the results. Now we're at the end of the presentation for our 4 tech solutions. I see that we have about a half hour left, actually. We have a lot of time. So I want to open up the call to any of the attendees. And if you have any questions, please enter them in the chat section on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Please go ahead and enter any questions you may have, and we'll direct them to the tech partners on the call. Let's start with a first question out to Chuck from E4Score. First question is, does a driver need an app?
Frank, that is the key point of differentiation between Easy Check-in and all other driver phone tracking solutions. Easy Check-in, the driver does not need to download an app onto his phone. He receives at the beginning of the shipment on dispatch, he receives a text message. The text message has a web link in it. He clicks the link and it opens up the Easy Check-in website in his browser. No app needs to be downloaded. All of the functionality is provided right through the browser on his phone.
Great, thank you. We have another question coming in for Fintech, and is, what does the timing of the program look like once I get started?
Okay, good question. We can pretty much start the program anytime. The refunds are filed on a quarterly basis, calendar quarterly basis, and are filed 30 days after the end of the quarter. So we can begin the process of collecting the information that we need anytime before that time to file.
Great, thank you. Let's give it another minute as a couple other questions come in. Next question is going over to Hubtek and Ivan. Ivan, what's the best way for somebody to get in contact with you, and what type of data do you typically need in order to prepare a quote for your services?
That's a very good question, Frank. Well, you can go to Hubtek, gohubtek.com, and you can see all our information there and schedule an appointment with one of our specialists. Very easy, and like I said in the presentation, doesn't take much of your time. Now, there are details and processes that we go through, and depending on the complexity of these processes, we have a rate for them. They start off very simple, and we actually optimize the way you do your business on a daily basis, so it can be a lot easier for our virtual staff to make those processes sooner.
Great, thank you. Okay, next question is coming in for Kyle at Tailwind, and this is a common question. It's something I see even sometimes with our internal fleet. Are the products tiers available in Tailwind? And if you're currently operating from a spreadsheet, what is kind of tier 1 or entry level for your service?
Yeah, it's a great question. We do offer 3 different product tiers for our service, starting at our standard and then goes to Pro and Enterprise. So depending on what feature set you're looking for, you want to look at those. And those are all available on our website for you to get more information on. Our website is www.tailwindtms.com. And then pricing for those starts at $69, $99, and then $139, respectively.
Great, thank you. Next question, we're going to jump back to Greg from Fintech. What info does Fintech need in order to start their process?
Okay, very good. What we'll need is an equipment list to validate trucks and trailers, the reefer units, and then also the fuel purchases. So it's pretty straightforward. We can collect that information up front on the equipment, and then for the fuel purchases, we like to do that weekly. We process them monthly, and then we'll file quarterly.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Chuck, next question is for E4 Score. And good question. How accurate is load tracking from a location and time perspective?
We have a variety of trailer tracking devices available to our customers. It's a portfolio of about 6 different devices. We have surveyed the entire market and selected the best devices for our customers' use cases. So when we begin discussions with you, we'll focus on your use cases, and together we'll select the most appropriate device for your use cases. The least expensive devices track location using Wi-Fi and cell tower triangulation. Those devices are usually accurate at the parking lot level. If you need more accuracy for your use case, we have devices that do also track using GPS, and those devices are much more accurate, plus or minus 20 or 30 feet. All of the tracking devices that we offer submit their data in real time. So you'll be able to view on your EasyTrack portal real-time updates on the location from the devices. Thank you, Frank.
Great, thank you. Next question is for the group at Tailwind and Kyle. Common question, I'm sure you heard it a million times before. How secure is the cloud?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and that's where we do get a lot of questions about that. Obviously, everyone's data is important, and no one wants to ever have that compromised. All of our information from our customer side of things is stored on a Microsoft Azure platform, so it's fully secure on that side of things, and there's no need to worry about it there.
Okay, and just as a follow-up,
Yeah.
talk to me about mobile devices and compatibility.
Yeah, so with us, we do have our POD Complete app, which is available for both iOS and Android. And then, so that's the driver app itself. And then our main app, like I said before, is completely web-based. So it's agnostic. You could use it from any internet browser on any device, essentially. So you could use it on tablets, you could use it on laptops, you could use it on your phone if you wanted to. Any of those would work. We do recommend using either Chrome or Firefox, just because they are some of the more up-to-date browser technology-wise, and then as well with the latest Microsoft one as well.
Great, thank you. One more question for E4 Score and Chuck. How do you actually get started with Easy Check-in and EasyTrack?
Step number 1 is call us or visit our website and submit the contact form. Our business development team members will immediately contact you, review your use cases, and put in place the right solution for your situation. If you are already a Tailwind TMS customer, we already have an integration with Easy Check-in and Tailwind, so the dispatch form is up and running, and you can literally be up and running on Easy Check-in that same day. If you use other TMS systems, we have a standard API. It's easy to connect to. Others have done it. Typical connection time is about a week. With EasyTrack, the process starts with use case review, select the most appropriate devices, get the devices ordered, installed on your equipment, configured in the website, and you are immediately up and running in EasyTrack. EasyTrack has the unique feature, unique in the whole industry, of being able to associate the trailer tracking data with a Easy Check-in dispatch. The benefit here is you get genuine shipment tracking, driver events, plus the regular every hour ping from the tracking device. The tracking devices are reconfigured in real time. When they're off a shipment, we slow them down to daily, and when they're assigned to a shipment and indicate that they're in motion, that they've just been picked up, then the devices are automatically accelerated to hourly, so you get a ping every hour from the devices.
Great, thank you, Chuck. Our next question is for Ivan. It's more of a question on integration and do you operate in the providers or your customers' transportation management system? So it sounded like from the data that we just got from the survey, roughly 60 to 70% of people have an automated process for order entry, which means that the orders need to be put into their transportation management system or their accounting system. How do you do that, and how do you need access, or do you integrate a different system? How does that work?
That's a great question. Thanks, Frank. Well, our system integrates with any TMS, and it automatically activates depending on the information that you want processed. So, for example, you said data entry. That's very interesting because we have our Tabby, our virtual assistant, logs onto your TMS and activates and does these processes that are repetitive and just need to be recognized. So Tabby does that automatically and does it 200% faster than a regular human does. We can adapt to any TMS system. We've worked with Revenova. We worked with several others. In fact, Tailgate. We've also had conversations in order to improve our adaptability with Tailgate. So you can adapt to your TMS as needed.
Great, thank you. We'll wait another minute here, see if any additional questions come in. So let's give it another second, and then if nothing else comes in, we'll start to wrap up here.
Sure, Frank. Thank you very much for your question again.
Thank you. Okay, so it looks like our questions are wrapping up, so we will as well. On behalf of our presenters, thank you for joining us today. Should you have any questions that we weren't able to cover or you think of later, please reach out to us. Please watch for a follow-up email with the contact information. There'll be a short 3-question survey and a link to the recording of this webinar. Thank you again for participating. We wish you all much success as you use these tools to take control and drive growth of your business. I'll open up to the presenters if they'd like to add anything else before we sign off.
Just say thank you to all that joined the call, and we look forward to talking with you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.